Hey everybody, it's me again. So I was getting ready to work on this track, and I've been asked a couple times kind of how I put everything together. So I'm just going to walk you through that. So what I do is I just play, and I just keep all like when I practice, I keep a Pro Tools session up. I will open just a blank session that that I'll put like maybe two or three just blank guitar tracks in, and just keep it open while I'm practicing or playing or working on something. Because if an idea hits me or something that I'm like, oh, I really like that, I can just go in, hit record, track the idea down. And a lot of times that'll just take me, like, we're done practicing, now we're going to go work on this idea. As a matter of fact, that's how this song came about. I just picked up a new guitar, which actually I'll show you. This lovely PRS. It's a charcoal stain. Absolutely love this guitar. Sounds amazing. And so that led to a lot of playing and a lot of ideas, which is always fun. So, but yeah, that's just kind of how I do it. I just play. I just sit down and play, just because I love to play. And so I'll sit down and just play. And then if an idea comes to me, I'll hit record, get the idea down, and I'll either continue to work on it then, or I'll just save it, slide it to the side, and come back to it later. And then, like, used to, when I would sit down to write a song, I was very stream of conscious, a very stream of conscious writer. I would just have a notebook, and I would just sit down with a guitar. I would play, and I would write what came to me, and that worked, back then. Now I find that I much prefer to sit down and play, and I'll come up with an entire song, and then I'll put that together, get it, anything that I might want in there up to a point where it's workable, and I can I'll take that and just listen to it and write lyrically from there. And I had gotten to, at one point I had gotten to where I just wrote everything on my phone. Just wrote all my notes on my phone, and I discovered with this album and with writing this album that I much preferred, and I got much better results writing things out by hand. And I still have, actually I think I probably have 4 of these, but I still write everything, by hand. And then what I do is I'll write everything out, I'll listen through the song, I'll write it down as I go. And then, so I have the initial idea down of kind of what I want to say, and then I will go through it a couple of times, and then I will put it on my phone, because when I'm tracking vocals, I try to memorize as much as possible, and I've usually got at least 80 to 90% of it down, but I do keep the sheet, I do put it all in my phone, in my notes, so I can look on my iPad and kind of have it to follow along, because if I'm singing it from memory, a lot of times, and that happened on this song, a lot of times I'll have memorized what I've written down, but then when I'm singing it to track it, I might change a word or change a phrase, and then be like, I like that, but let me look at what I wrote originally, because maybe I like that better. And if I don't, then I go back in, I change it in the note, change what I came up to just off the top of my head. I'll change it in the note, scratch it out in the notebook, so that's what it is. And I mean, really, that's it. It's that I say it's that simple. It to me, it's very simple. It's just it's time consuming without you realizing that it's time consuming. I guess I think this writing for this album started September, October of last year. I started putting songs together, and the last one just came to me, a couple of weeks ago. But it's really cool to me, because you start out and you just start doing and doing and doing. And in the meantime, there have been singles, there have been other songs like, this song is great, it's done, but it's not for the album. So we'll just, and that's it. That's the tall and short of it. That's how I do it. And then, I get all my stuff together, and then I can go through, sometimes when you're doing, when you're writing the lyrics, you realize I need an extra bar here. So you go in and change it, or I need to take this out because I don't need this here. So you go in and change it. But that's it. That's the process and how I do what I'm doing. It's not super fancy. It's not special, but that's how I do it. So there you go. If any of you are interested in how I do this, now you know. So we'll be talking to you soon.